and welcome to the Authentic Happiness Show. Tonight is a very special night because it is our 100th show. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think that it's been so fun. I have had the best time doing this show, and I think that Jara and Enzo have been like such an addition to my week, just like my life. I just enjoy spending this time with them and sharing our conversations. And I just wanted to thank them because they are amazing. They're amazing friends. And without further ado, here they are.
Hello. Hi, I'm in the dark.
Oh.
Thank you.
Are you using your new mic?
Who, me?
Jara? Yeah, you.
No, I just have my headphones in. I did not have time to find my mic. My day has not gone quite as planned.
No, I had one of those days.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an interesting day at work today.
So, it's been 100 episodes, guys.
100?
Yeah. So
I feel old.
So let's see. I didn't think about this till now, but when did we start? Was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Yeah, that's what it says. If you look at our very first episode.
Wow, that's cool.
That's pretty good. So you've almost hit every single week pretty solidly. There's 52 weeks in a year. So if you're on the 100th episode,
right.
You only took a few weeks off for like Christmas, New Year's, and
when we had a lot of things happened in life during those 2 years, for me, especially a lot of stuff and a lot. So it's amazing that we actually did that many episodes because we had lots of life changes that happened and
we sure did.
New hobbies and I changed sizes quite a bit.
Right. There was a lot. We met Enzo.
Yeah. You lost it. I found it.
I think I had just had ankle surgery too. I was healing from my ankle surgery. So yeah, a lot of stuff has happened. I have grass now. Yay.
We've actually met in person, all three of us.
I know, that was awesome. And we got to go somewhere cool and look at cool stuff. That was awesome. And the whole podcast thing was brand new for me. Remember, it was like I had never I hadn't been watching podcasts. I hadn't been on one or anything until Susie and I started talking. I went on Nikki's show for a little bit.
Yeah, she has a great show too.
Yeah, you mentioned, you said, I want to have a podcast. I would love to have a podcast. And I said, well, let's make a podcast.
Yeah, I have a lot. Well, back then I had a lot to say. I think I'm a little more reserved now. I don't know. I don't have as much to say. I have a lot to say, but it's I have so much to say that it's like, go ahead.
I put together some clips, you guys, of back then, and we'll see if you feel the same way as you did back then.
Yes.
Let me get there.
Have you changed since?
Oh, I've changed. Well, I have, and I also haven't. It's weird. I'm both degrees there. Because there's parts of me that I realize have not changed at all.
Have you, like what? Share it with us.
Like what parts of me haven't changed at all? Like the part that plays with rocks and like that gets excited about like things like that, because I've always been like that. I remember being younger and I asked my parents if I could refinish their furniture. I don't know like very many kids that ask their parents that, but I did. And I don't know, I've always been like that and I'm still like that. So I think that's cool. I've always been weird.
You like to stay busy. You like to have a project.
Yeah, I do. I love having a project. And I think that I get that from my dad and my brother because they're like that too. So it's like there's projects everywhere.
That's cool, dude. Me too. I think it's good to have a project going on all the time, you know, because you can take a break from whatever you're doing and do your project and like let your mind think about something else, you know. That's why I like to have.
Yeah.
I think I the early ones. Okay, are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I would like for someone to like do something that makes some kind of sense. Like I was telling you yesterday. What's that?
That's our producer.
Thank you to Aisha in the booth.
Aisha, she's my business partner, and she's my awakened partner. We awoken together, and
they woke me up.
And and that's what she does. She's an awakener.
Wake up.
So like everywhere she goes, just have a conversation with her, and your whole life will change. Boom.
Kaboom.
Yes, and they're for real. I feel like I have a whole new like outlook on life.
Even weird shit, right? I've been telling you some weird stuff, and it's weird, right? I know. I
mean,
so there's that one. I think that was like around the first show or first week at least.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't changed too much.
Yep.
Jara,
well, my inner self has changed so much, but it's not really. I don't know how to ever express that to the world, like. But I've gone through like a whole inner journey since then. It's crazy. And I've learned a lot from all of you guys. Have helped, like, taught me a lot. What are the what?
The positive parts about it, like.
Well, I have a calmness. Like, even though the future looks kind of weird and scary, and I have a strange knowing that I'll be okay. Like, no matter what happens outside of me or whatever, because I've learned how to like maintain my inner peace or whatever. I don't know. Somehow, and I credit Susie a lot for that, because I think that when she hypnotized me, she said something right in my brain or something that allowed me to understand things in a way that I never did before. It's kind of weird. So I just have a very calm knowing that I'll be okay. I know that I can get through things.
I feel like that's one of the most important things that a person can come to grips with. I usually refer to it as learning how to roll with the punches.
Right.
Life throws you a fastball and takes you out. You get back up. It's not how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get back up from a bad situation and how to deal with it. It's nothing personal from the universe. You're just gonna sometimes you catch it on the chin.
Right.
Because you're not prepared, or you're not ready for whatever it was that happened. You didn't see it coming. That kind of thing. That happens to everybody. And some people really get locked into that, woe is me, I can't believe this happened, and wallow in this weird self-pity thing and all that, which I'm not a big fan of. It's like, all right, you got to get back. How to deal with it.
And a lot of too, like when, there's also looking at what you're doing to help cause all these things that are happening to you. So, I started to realize that I needed to take responsibility for my life and my own happiness. And like literally, it was up to me, everything. I don't know. I just realized that or something one day or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's my age. I'm not sure. Or that her hypnotizing me. I don't know. Yeah. There's just a lot of things that I started to realize and notice and wake up to. And I just I kind of can't believe that it's like you went 40 years and like didn't think of things like that, or it's like surprising to me that I didn't, but
it's funny how hypnotherapy does that to your brain. It just wakes it up and helps it work together with the other side of your brain instead of against each other. So it's good.
It was, and when I remember when I first got hypnotized, one of the things that was strange to me was, not strange, but it was cool, I guess. Something like must have unlocked or something, because I had all these ideas, like, and I still have this, that I've learned to, like, I just put them away or whatever now, because they come all the time. But like, I had so many ideas and things that I was thinking of that were like coming to me, and I was understanding things in a weird way, and it was weird. I felt really smart.
Yeah. Dude, that's all it takes. It's like getting in touch with your own. It's yourself. It's all you. Everything. It's all you.
Right. Well, and I was reminded of myself, who I was too, because we started hanging out a lot again too. It was with Shelly and Dikey and Tiffany, and being around you guys reminded me of who I was. And because, you know, sometimes when you're out in the world kind of tells you who you are, and you start to believe the world that you're this person. And you know, and then when you get around people that have known you, we're so blessed to have friends that are so close, that we've always like held our closeness for so long, for like over 40 years. That's a long time. So they know me better than anybody. Like, they've known me. The only people that's known me longer are my parents and my brother. So it's same like here. They know me very, very well. And when we're around each other, we remind each other who we really are. And so we forget all the negative things that we get told by the world or whatever. So them reminding me of who I am helped a lot too. Cause I was like, hey, I was kind of cool, man. I'm cool.
Having
you know what? It does the same for me too.
Yeah, having a close circle of friends is both the best thing and the worst thing for you, because you're really good friends. They're not going to be afraid to tell you that new haircut you got, it stinks. You got, you know, that right. New clothing style choice you decided to do. No, go back to what you were doing. You look crazy. You look like a clown. You know, stuff like that. Because you certainly will go out someplace, some public place, at the store or whatever. You'll see somebody just by looking at them. It's like, you don't have good friends around you that let you go outside like that.
That's funny.
Yep, we're the kind of friend that will tell each other if there's like a piece of toilet paper stuck to our foot or something.
Right.
Those are good friends.
You got a little thing right there. You want to take care of that. You know?
We would let each other go out dressed weird though. If I knew that like Susie loved to dress the way she was, I would still let her go out like that if she loved it.
It's when they're trying something new. It's like,
right. I might be like, is that what you're going for? You know, just to be sure, just to check. Because like that one time when she was making shorts, I was like, are you sure you want to put that on the right there on that part of the shorts? Because it made it look like she was wearing like a G-string on the outside of her shorts.
Crazy. This was recently, guys. I put a piece of lace right on my jean shorts. I thought it was going to be cute, but it didn't turn out not looking cute. It turned out looking like underwear on the outside of my shorts.
That's
dress
funny.
Backwards, put your pants on and then your underwear outside of it.
You need a friend to tell you that you did that, you know? Oh, yeah, I did realize it. And after that, I took it off too.
Right. That's funny. Yeah. So
it's a big deal. I think, Jara, our friendship, our friendship outlasts time and space, no matter what. I think we've been friends 1,000 times before, and I think we'll be friends 1,000 times more. And no matter what happens in this life, we will always be there for each other.
Oh, for sure, dude, for sure. I sent you that picture of us on Halloween. Did you get it?
I know. I was gonna try and pull it up. I'm gonna try it without messing everything up. But yes, that's what.
Yeah, I know, and there's a lot of things that, like I said, that I went through this last 2 years, and I was blessed to have Susie and there, and even our trip, Enzo, like I needed that trip, like at that time too. It meant a lot to me. So it was, the last 2 years has been so like monumental in a way that nobody else but me knows. Like, you know what I mean? Like in my world, like in my world, it's been like so crazy, but like you can't really tell that from the outside looking in. The amount of things that are just like in the things that I think I believe in my theories or whatever. Wow, they've gone just everywhere. Like in the last 2 years, all over the place. So I've been exposed to all kinds of stuff.
That's okay.
Hanging
There's
out with
nothing
you
wrong with that.
those few days was great.
Yeah, well, hanging out with you guys, I learned about Bigfoot and aliens and the Galactic Federation and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And now you're in the backyard just looking at stars, and then like I'm tracking helicopters that are metaflighting into the hospital and stuff.
Right.
That was great.
And like now when I look at the sky, I'm all, well, that one's a plane, because my friend Enzo, he used to be in the Air Force, and I'm like, and he told us that they all have to have like certain blinking lights on certain sides of the plane, and that's like the regulation. So now like I know that, right? So like that's a piece of knowledge that I use when I'm like trying to decipher, hey, is that a UFO or not?
Speaking of aliens, what's going on here in this picture?
Oh yeah, we were punk rockers that year. Except for that, I forgot her name. Who was that girl? Do you remember her name?
I forgot her name too. I don't remember who that was. It was your neighbor or something.
Yeah, I think she was my neighbor. But she didn't match our outfit.
And the girl in the middle, but between me and Jara, is one of our dearest friends,
Michelle.
And her name was.
If you're out there somewhere, Michelle, give us a call, man. We miss you, and we love you.
Look at our boots. And you have boots on, too. We all three have boots on.
Yep. We had boots and tights, and we all dressed like so much the same. You look badass, dude. Susie. You look like a Bratz. You look like a Bratz doll.
I do look like a Bratz doll.
But you also look like Timmy is dressed up. You look like Timmy. Timmy looks like you. A lot.
If it wasn't for
that night.
Oh yeah. If it wasn't for the pumpkin, the plastic pumpkin for holding candy, you could easily say this was just like, this is the way kids dressed back during this time frame. Go back to like the late 80s, early 90s, maybe. But
yeah, that's what it was.
Well,
yeah, exactly. It was like late 80s, early 90s. I don't know. Or late 80s.
Probably. Yeah, we were probably 10 or 11, maybe, in that picture.
Yeah.
About 10, probably. So 88. Yeah. Oh, the blue eyeshadow. That was our excuse. Halloween was our excuse to dress like grown-ups and put on makeup.
Right. Look at this one.
Hey.
That's my afro mullet, everybody. I was 8 in that picture.
It was beautiful.
Yep. And it was taken actually before they knocked out my front teeth when I had my tonsils removed. The tongue clamp malfunctioned, and it knocked out my front tooth. And that was those front teeth, those big old front buck teeth. They were permanent teeth. So the surgeon actually he saved my tooth by sticking it back in the socket, and then he stuck a piece of wire through my jawbone and wired it in there. And then I had to have like a brace thing put on my teeth after that. So that's how I know it was before that. But I didn't miss a day of school that year, and I had my tonsils removed over Christmas break. And I had perfect attendance that year. I know. And that was the year I got into the GATE program that everybody's talking about all the time. Yeah, I was in that. The Gifted and Talented Education. Yeah. I don't remember anything creepy about it. I just remember it was fun.
I was trying to figure out how to ask that.
Yeah, I don't.
You're like they were trying to get into some weird program or something like that. Yeah.
I do remember the tests were like weird, and I still to this day, like, because my daughter was in the gifted program too, and I don't get the tests, like the spatial whatever, the shapes and all that. Those tests were weird, and I didn't test into it right away. It took me until third grade to test into it. But Glenn, he tested in kindergarten. Our friend Glenn.
Yeah, my sister was in it too, so they probably did it back then too because my sister was in it too.
Yeah, like I learned we got to do special things. Like I learned photography and stuff. We got special field trips. It's cool.
Jara, do you remember that one time that you had a booger?
In the last 15 years, we've had several.
I'm listening. We're listening. It's a behind the scenes thing that just happened over here that's hilarious, and we can't even say because it's just not a. Wait.
She said I got a booger.
Yeah, I looked over at her and she's got like a booger, and so I had to get something to write on so that I could tell her that you got a booger.
By the way, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Oh man, that's just gonna be
well,
funny.
The way it was swinging, I wasn't going to interrupt because she was kind of on a roll. But
could you see it moving?
No, it's
no, it wasn't. I'm just being silly.
Yeah, it's just go like this.
Sorry about that.
It's funny.
We all get boogers, apparently.
It happens. There's nothing wrong with it.
I was more curious, like, what the hell am I winding up with that big booming voice to tell some tall tale? Oh, there was a time where this, whatever it was I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
I get ready to launch into.
I don't remember. And I was trying to keep my cool, but you know how hard it is when something hilarious happens for me to keep my cool.
That's funny. Oh, I'm crying. Oh, Enzo's crying also. Don't cry, Enzo. Don't cry.
I don't know if this is going to be a funny one or a serious one, but it might be a funny one. But I don't know because they all look the same. They're all from the same. One of our episodes had a bunch of stuff in it, so I popped it out. It was here.
Blame is a whole nother thing that can come into play, and that is it's very toxic because ultimately every single thing that bothers you is a reflection of yourself, and blaming. It's just got such a bad energy around it. Like there's no. How does it help? How does it really help? It doesn't. It doesn't.
It actually makes you powerless because if it's somebody else's fault, then you can't fix it, right? You're at the mercy of if they want to fix it.
Power away when you blame somebody.
Right. So it's just easier for stuff to be your fault if you want to look at it like that. Just be like, God, it's just easier. Sometimes just be like, it's my fault. Like it's, and the only thing is it's like, in order for it to really work, everybody has to be willing to take, accept their role or accept their, like the place they took in everything. They have.
Yeah, I still agree with that.
You gotta be able to take responsibility if you did something wrong. So. Right.
Yeah, well, if everybody took responsibility for the things that they were doing and everybody was pointing at themselves, it would like fix, it would organically fix everything. Just everybody fix yourselves.
And don't stress out about the things that are outside of your control.
Right.
That was my one back in the day.
But then you have like the president going like, everybody else is bad and it's everybody else's fault. Like you have all the people that are in the authority or in the whatever limelight that do that. So it's like,
yeah, there's always going to be somebody that's doing the I call it the scared octopus, which is like, it's all their fault. It's never my fault. All fingers are pointed out in different directions. Or just, if it's your fault, just admit it. If you admit it right up front, it's like, you know what? I was the person that put this in this position, which caused the thing to happen, and blah, 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 blah. It works out so much better in the long run than you sitting there trying to hide it or lying about it or any of that other stuff. Is you got to come clean right away.
Right. I'm the kind of person that will tell on myself. I'll be like, hey, just let you know, I'm the one that messed this up.
Right. And that's fine. And you get a sympathetic, all right, at least they admitted to it, rather than letting it slide and not saying anything. And everybody's trying to figure out how this got so messed up. And you're secretly knowing it's you. You see, now you have that, your psyche. It's like, man, I really effed this up, and I can't come clean about it.
That'd be stressful.
Right. That's its own stressor, is trying to hide that guilt.
Right. Yeah. We don't need none of that. We don't need none of that.
Right. So that wasn't a funny one, but I still feel the same way too. And I think it's very important. I think I learned that. That's one of the things I learned this year, I think.
Yeah.
I think we grew a lot this year.
I think so. Well, I grew, but I also shrunk at the same time. Isn't that ironic?
Especially over Christmas, but that's
yeah, you shrunk. You're so tiny.
I'm the size I said I wanted to be. So I guess I achieved that goal. And I'm not on I'm actually currently on medication just for the moment. But other than that, I'm not on any pharmaceuticals either. But right now I am just had to start taking a Medrol dose pack because of my foot. But I am almost done with that. And hopefully I won't have to take it again. But I don't know. I need to try some healing, some natural healing or something, because my foot is killing me. Yeah, it hurts.
Oh, you know what? We do need to do some natural healing on that foot. We really do.
Yeah, because it feels like a curling iron starts burning me. And I'm like, okay, so I know it's not being burned, but so that tells me that I can fix it. I know it's not actually being burned. It's some nerve issues. I just got to convince it that it's fine. You're fine.
Walk around that stream that you guys were hunting for rocks there that one day.
Yeah, I need to.
Water. You need to go stick your foot in it.
My foot doctor recommends surgery, so I think I actually might let them correct this, because I was born with my it's a congenital thing, so there's nothing that can be done, but he can cut my joint at an angle to like reline up my foot, and it'll stop causing and pushing on the other like toes and causing damage. So I think I might have to get that done.
Yeah, that sounds like that's probably the best way to go.
Yeah. I'll just be like, just make sure fix everything when you're in there, because he told me that the doctor that fixed my ankle should have fixed my other part of my foot when he had me on the table, because that would have been ideal, because then I wouldn't have had to go off of weight bearing twice. And I was like, yeah, he never even mentioned it. Isn't that funny? Darn it. Well, is it weird, or do they like people to come back so they can do another surgery, so they can make another? I don't know.
If you're thinking of the patient, you're better off if it's the same foot and the same general area. You're going to have to do all the same things.
Yeah, bless you.
But
no, I'm trying to light a candle.
They should have. Yeah, maybe he just wasn't aware that it was the same foot and all that stuff. I know, even though they've got your medical records there that they're supposed to review all of that, they may have.
Well, you can tell, because you can just look at my foot, especially if you're a doctor. You can look at my foot and you'd go, oh, like the thing he said to me when I went in for my ankle was, "You've been walking on this for 7 months?" And I said, yeah. And he was like, wow. So I don't know, but it is what it is. I like to help people out. So if I need to have surgery to help somebody out, so be it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's going to help you out. You'll feel better.
Yeah, I will.
Let's see what this one is. Let's see what this one is. Let's see what's going on here.
They are having a.
Yeah. We had a lot of those fart songs.
Yep. And we had the Miss Susie had a steamboat. The steamboat had a bell. Remember that one? Miss Susie went to.
Yeah, heaven and then I went to hell.
Sometimes I feel like Susie and Jara talking in cryptic code. That is class. We do talk in cryptic code. It goes like this, dude.
Yeah, dude. We can just have the dude.
I know, right, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, we do that a lot. Where'd she go? She just left, everybody. I guess
it out.
I saw, dude. Where'd you go, man? Yeah, we say dude a lot.
I didn't really notice that when I was there with you that few days, but
really?
Now I'm going to be looking for it now that it's been brought up.
I say it too often. Like I accidentally call my husband dude, and he doesn't. He's like, I am not your dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now
I say dude
what?
a lot.
Wait, what? All the time.
Wait.
What?
It's a good thing. Why wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. I think we sound alike, actually, Susie and I. Because I hadn't talked to her for like 18 years or something, and the first time I talked to her on the phone, I thought she sounded like me. I felt like I was talking to myself. But I think it's because the way we talk probably is similar because we grew up so close together.
That's the biggest part of it, because it's confusing for a lot of people to recognize their own voice, because you're used to, it's basically noise coming out of the top of your head and it's reverberating around. You can't exactly hear what you sound like to other people until you do like a video or something like that and watch it.
Right. Well, that's what, because she sounds like my daughter and I sound alike when we're on a recording or on a message or on the phone. And so I noticed when Susie, I was like, wow, she sounds like me. But she also speaks like I do. Like she says the same words from the same time, that we're from or whatever. So, yeah, that's funny.
I do. Like, no matter what, when we answer the phone, we're like, hey, what are you doing?
Yep. Oh, Shelly wanted to know what we were doing on Sunday. So I don't know if she's going to be here or something. But
I got to know what is the date? What is that date?
Sunday is, I don't know what date it is. I'm not sure. I can't believe it's going to be February, though. That's weird.
Yep. Sunday will be the second. Be Groundhog's Day.
I heard something about they want to, instead of having Groundhog's Day, they want to do a reveal, like they do sex reveals or something. I was like, what? Like, how they do baby reveals or whatever, like if they say it's going to be, they want to do like Groundhog's Day like that or something, like where it's designated, like whether it's going to be more winter or not, it's going to be designated by a color. And I was like, that is so dumb. Why would we do that? I don't know if it's true or not. I heard it somewhere. I think I heard it on the Stephen Colbert show or something. That would be dumb to do that.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it does not.
Groundhog Day already is riding the line of not making any sense. Of the groundhog saw his shadow. That means we get whatever it is, 4 weeks more of winter, however many weeks it is.
Is that even real? Like a thing? Like, is that accurate or whatever?
No, not necessarily. It's it's just a dumb thing. I honestly, when I think Groundhog Day, just go to the Bill Murray movie of a time loop.
Right.
Great. It's like, wow, what would I do if I was doing that? But yeah, that's what it's all about, is Hoxatani Phil seeing his shadow.
When is Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras? That's in February, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's the end of March. Like it's the last week of March. I think.
Tuesday, March 4th is what.
Okay, March 4th. So where is the Super Bowl thing at this year?
I don't know. I barely know who's even playing.
I don't either. I was just curious because of like stuff that happens during times like Super Bowl or whatever. I didn't know what city it was going to be in. I just want to make sure. I know it's not going to be here, hopefully, like, or in California. When is the Super Bowl? Is it, what day is it?
Sunday.
Oh, it's this Sunday?
Is it the 8th?
Oh, okay, good. Yay. Okay, yeah. That's good. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the weekend my daughter has to travel because she has to go to Nashville.
Sunday, February 9th, Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
Cool for people who like football.
I don't know if this is going to share the audio or not. So tell me if you can hear it. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. That's not what happened. Sorry.
I can just sing for everybody right now.
Anyways. Can you hear it?
No, if you look down at the bottom when you move your cursor over it, it's muted on the video itself.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I unmute it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, right there. Try
okay,
that.
Here we go. Can you hear it now?
No.
Can't
hear it.
Oh, you can't? Darn it.
No.
Oh, okay. I'll do it differently. Anyways, that is a very funny one, but I'm gonna have to put it on there a different way. How do I stop sharing?
You can see my dance moves though.
Oh yeah, you sure can. Oh gosh, how am I gonna make it?
Oh, Enzo, so that rune bowl that I made with the rocks, I sold it yesterday for $30. Yeah.
Very nice.
I know. It's awesome. I was like, cool. I'm so glad that somebody likes my things.
That's awesome.
I get really I get stage fright when it comes to selling my stuff. I don't know why. That's weird.
Where do you sell your stuff at? Do you have like your own website or?
I don't. I always back out of doing it. That's why, I sold it on eBay, and then I've sold it at people or whatever. But no, I need to put it on my Buy Me a Coffee. I haven't. I always find a reason that it's not done or it's not good enough or something. But I don't know. Yesterday they seemed to really like my bowl, so that was cool. That made me give me a little confidence boost, I guess.
They did.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to start putting stuff on my Buy Me a Coffee because I do have trees that are going to be done soon. So, and I've gotten better at making the bases. I haven't worked with resin yet, though. I need to try it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I want to try that
I'm gonna play another one. You
fracking.
guys ready? Is that where you burn it? The wood?
Yeah. When you're and it makes that lightning. Yeah. But it also seems kind of scary. I don't know.
It'd be fun, I think. I like to play with fire.
Yeah. We had a lot of those fart songs.
Yep. And we had the for you. Because if you live in alignment with what is true for you, then you won't get sick and you won't get all that.
If you pay attention to the cues that your body and your mind and your soul is giving you, those feelings, those little feelings that you get when you think you're supposed to be doing something or when you think you're not supposed to be doing something, if you pay attention to those and follow them and pay attention to your body, you cannot go wrong. You will stay in alignment. It's when we don't pay attention or we ignore these things that our body's clearly trying to tell us that we run into problems and we get out of alignment. And it doesn't feel good when you're out of alignment. Things don't go right when you're out of alignment.
Do what feels right for you. Because
I wonder if my toe is telling me that I should stop standing up.
That's exactly what your toe is telling you, dude.
It's like,
obviously
sit down.
not in alignment. Yeah.
See, look, you knew what was up. See, you already know that. You knew that yourself. So you just have to remind yourself.
I don't want to sit down though. I have too many things to do.
But if you get it fixed, you'll be more productive afterwards.
Yeah, you will. Get it fixed. Right. And then after that, wear the right kind of shoes and like you can do whatever you want. You just got to take
I'll never wear sexy shoes again. So no, I'm just saying I know I won't be able to because I can't. It hurt. I can't put my foot like that. It just hurts like, and it I think it would probably cause damage for me to. It feels like it causes damage anyways. It feels like my foot's broken or something. So
listen to your body, dude.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate. I won't wear any cute shoes ever again, but I don't really care. I just like right now I have to work. I bought a size 9. I wear a size 9 to work and I only wear a 7.5 shoe. So I had to buy a size 9 because my toe hurts so bad and it was like getting swollen and I think it's growing. I think my second toe is growing. Yeah.
Growing or just pushed out of the way by the other bug?
I don't know. It feels like it's like growing bigger, longer or something. Like my feet have changed a lot since, because Susie does toe readings, everyone. And like, so we read my toes the other day, or she was like going over stuff the other day. And apparently there was this picture of this person foot in her book of a person and their second toe, and it looked just like my foot looks. And it was like, this is an example of a person who is, what did it say again, Susie? Who is never allowed to speak, or so who nobody ever hears them, or something like that.
Had to hold back what they wanted to say.
Yeah, it looked just like my foot. And she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, nobody's letting you talk or something. And I was like, it's not that nobody's letting me. I just don't. I just hold everything. I'm like, why?
So as you go through life, so as you go through things in your life, your posture changes, the way you hold yourself changes. So that's how the shape of your feet change, and then how people do toe readings. It's a healing modality, and it's really, really, it's really cool. It's like a therapy session. It's very, very, you leave feeling really good and like having a new leash, kind of like on the story that you tell yourself. And
it seemed accurate. It seems pretty accurate.
I love to do it. It took me a while to warm up to it, but now I love it so much. So that's
it seems pretty accurate.
That's what she was talking about, the toe reading. So your feet change shape, how you can tell what you've been through in life and stuff. So to do it, take a picture of your feet like now, and then take a picture of and then look at them next year and see how they've changed.
Yeah, I wish I would have taken like a handprint of my hand before, because now my hands are like crazy. I have so many lines in my hands. Like I always say, I want to go to a palm reader just because I want them to go whoa.
What did you do?
There's so much. I've been learning a lot about it, and there is so many. There's so much on your hand that you can tell from your hands.
My hands are so rough now too from working. They're like, man, I have man hands. I've got man hands. My dad was showing me his hands last night, and his hands are softer than mine. And I was like, oh, Dad. I was teasing him. Oh, Susie, my dad got a new Jeep, not a brand new, but it's like a 2012, but it's in really good shape. A Jeep Rubicon Wrangler. It's so cool.
Nice.
Whoa, we can't hear you.
Yeah, you're muted.
Oh, now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he said I can drive it when we go up to Flagstaff. So I was like,
good for him. Great. That's great news. Good for him, dude.
Yeah. It's pretty color too. I know. I like Jeeps. I like Jeeps and trucks. As Enzo knows, since he drives my truck.
I know. The first thing he saw my truck, he was like, I want this. That's my truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our best friend Shelly has a Tacoma too. And I was like, oh.
You need a truck, dude, because you always have so much stuff with you.
I know. Well, yeah. And I need a truck because I want to go like camping or something. Haven't done that yet. That's still on my bucket list.
I'm actually going next week on a road trip to look at a van.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. There's one about 2 hours away that north of where I live that it's in the right price range and all that. It's like, you got to take a look.
Yay. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope it's the one. I hope that's the one you want.
Me too. I am tired of sitting on my butt talking about it and not having anything to show for it after all these years talking about it. Mostly because I've had to, I'm poor. So it takes me a while to save money. But
right. And you're going to wait and you're not going to the thing in the desert this year? You said you were going to wait?
No, I'm probably going to skip. I mean, that could change. It depends. Like if I go and I find the van, like next week and I can get it and that money's gone, where I can blah, blah, blah. I might still go. It's a small chance, but as it stands right now, I'm going to say, no, I'm probably not going to go to Contact in the Desert this year because it costs a lot. I mean, it's expensive. I know people, so I can kind of, get some rebates on a few things, but they can't do anything about the actual hotel, which is a swanky, fancy resort style hotels. And it's like $140 a night for just whatever random room they have, whatever they call that.
And that's in California, technically, right? The hotel.
It's
so
near.
There's no water in the fire hydrants then.
Yes. It's, the hotel last year, at least the hotel was giving you like 2 or 3 like water bottles because it's in the desert.
Right.
It's kind of desert. It's in the Mojave, so you can dehydrate quickly if you don't hydrate yourself a lot. Force yourself to drink water and stuff like that. So they provide 2 or 3 bottles of water every day while you're there. So, and most people there, especially at night, are swigging back beers and whiskeys and wines and everything else, which further dehydrates you. So,
right.
But it's just with gas and food and the actual hotel bills, it's going to be, because of course, if I'm taking my truck, if I don't have the vans, I'm not just pulling off somewhere on the side of the road and taking a few hours nap on the way there. Because normally like my halfway point is Albuquerque from where I live to where this is in Southern California. So that's like the natural place to stop. I didn't stop. I actually went a little further than that this past year. And I can't remember the name of the town I stopped at now. And it was still
Gallup.
Gallup, New Mexico. How did you remember it? And I forgot it. But
Oh, I've driven. Well, not from Kansas actually, but I don't know. I just figured it was Gallup. That's probably the only other New Mexico city I can remember right now. Anyway.
It seemed nice from what I saw of it. Wow, that altitude, that hit me real quick when I got out and started walking around. It's like, why am I breathing so? I know I'm not in the best shape in the world, but to find myself gasping for air, walking across the parking lot, and then looking it up, and it's like almost 6,000 feet or more.
I heard there was an earthquake back east. Did you guys hear about that?
Today?
I don't know when I don't know if it was today or within the last couple of days, but I don't know how big it was either. I meant to look it up, but I heard it this morning when I was getting ready for work. But that's pretty rare. Are you looking it up, Enzo?
There was a 4.5 earthquake near San Antonio.
Near San Antonio? That's not the East Coast, huh? Maybe. That's weird. Maybe I got my information from somebody who was mistaken.
There was one a few days ago I remember hearing about. Actually, what am I doing? I've got a totally different website I can use. Latest earthquakes, United States Geological Survey.
What?
Excuse me. Let me change my thing here. Yeah, all I'm seeing for like the last 24 hours is the whatever that is in San Antonio.
Here it is. It says second earthquake in 3 days rattles residents along the East Coast.
3 days ago?
So that was 3.8 in York, Maine.
Move, kitty. Move it.
Huh. That's weird because that's like not an area you hear about earthquakes, really. I wonder if maybe it wasn't an earthquake. But San Antonio is also a weird place for an earthquake, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of rare.
The 4.5 is a pretty strong one too. That's interesting. Very interesting. Did your sister feel it, Susie?
She didn't say she did.
How far is San Antonio from El Paso?
It's a couple of hours, but she could. I mean, when there's an earthquake, you can feel it.
Actually, near El Paso has had some stuff as well.
Oh, really? Recently?
Within the last 7 days.
Wow, what do they have going on over there?
Hang on a second. I will share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at.
Jara, can you pull it up?
Oh, yeah. I can.
All right. All these spots here you see are all earthquakes, all magnitudes over the last 7 days.
Why so many in Texas? That's weird.
Yeah, there's
fracking or something? Or drilling?
I know that the ones that they have here around central Oklahoma are from fracking. Where that one I know for sure. The others I can't really speak to. Midland, Texas, which is where a lot of this is centered. There's a hell of a lot of wells around there for sure. Then another patch here, whatever this is nearby, which is here's El Paso. So that's off to the east of that. And these are, like I say, these are all earthquakes. If I separate it from like a 2.5 or higher, it goes way down. All those smaller quakes get taken out. Like you don't see any in Oklahoma there at all. But
right.
This one up here off the coast of Maine must be the one you were talking about from a few days ago.
Yeah. That's a weird spot for an earthquake.
3.8. We'll go to all magnitudes in that area. Yeah, there's not much. There's one that happened 2.4 northwest of New York City. One near Allentown. It was a 1.3 from the 27th. So there's even one way up here where I used to live.
That's weird.
That's strange. But yeah, and because you can see like where the tectonic plates are is where it's headed. Obviously, you've got the San Andreas fault that runs along here, so it's going to be crazy on the west coast.
I wonder why Arizona doesn't have more earthquakes. Because we have so many volcanoes.
Well, they're all dormant.
That's interesting. No. Well, we have 3 active volcanic fields that they say will erupt again in the future. They just don't know when, I guess. But out in New Mexico has a lot of volcanoes too, and they don't have a lot of earthquakes either. That's interesting. Huh. Very interesting. And yeah, there's like a caldera formation super volcano up near Lake Mead.
Yeah, look at Alaska.
Yeah. Wow. The Ring of Fire.
Yep, that's exactly it. Everything around this Pacific Ocean plate is just everywhere.
I used to want to live it, and I used to say that I wanted to live in Tonga, but then that island just like appeared after that earthquake, and I was like, never mind. Yeah. Never mind. Just kidding. I'm afraid. I'm kind of afraid of islands at the moment. So.
Yeah,
wow.
The one.
Because they can disappear and reappear.
Yeah, the New Madrid fault, which is in this area, the center part of the country, we're past due for a big bang up from that.
That happened in what, 1850? Was it 1850 something or 18?
Yeah, that was the one that was so big that the Mississippi River actually ran backwards for a period of time.
It was like an 8, wasn't it, magnitude or something?
It was big. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why they call it the New Madrid fault line.
I don't know.
It's so weird how things are named for places that aren't here or there or whatever.
Wherever the center of it is, it's probably there's a tiny town called Madrid, maybe. I'm guessing. I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's like we have so many Egyptian names over here for some odd reason. Memphis.
Yep. There's certainly my experience traveling around the U.S. is I think they were just running out of names. If you don't name it after whoever founded the town, or it's going to be something big, you would just use biblical names because that's what a lot of people were familiar with, were biblical names and stuff like that. And Egyptian stuff will go in there as well. And honestly, there's just a ton of. I mean, New York City. There is a York over in England and stuff like that, and so on and so on. A lot of new whatever it is.
Right. Yeah.
The famous Simpsons gag where they're in Springfield. Almost every single state in the U.S. has a Springfield in it somewhere.
Right.
That's part of the joke. Is
like Glendale's are everywhere too, and Peoria's, and
yeah, there's a
yeah.
But anyway,
very interesting. Wow, it's really popping at that bar tonight, isn't it?
Oh yeah. What is it? A Thursday night down there in Florida?
Yeah.
It's Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale.
That's funny.
They had a band up there earlier. I don't see them up there at the moment, but they're always popping at this place.
That's funny. I haven't been to I'm afraid to go to places where there's people, like a lot of people, because stuff's weird and you can't trust. Like, there's weird stuff that happens. People get shot, people driving through crowds. I don't know. It's just like
some weirdo slips something in your drink. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be scary.
That would be
that'd be really scary.
That happens. That's so scary.
It does happen.
Last time I'm in Vegas, I'm pretty sure that they were trying to dose me at one point. My first night there.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, really?
It was a Wednesday, and it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and that's actually where this is when the start of the wearing the Hawaiian shirt all the time gag is because I was doing like a super cheap super budget room, nothing fancy at all, and I was just going to be super touristy guy for being there.
Oh, that's funny.
Like a UFO kind of convention thing. And it was me and this other dude were just kind of like hanging out, drinking together and all that stuff, shooting the breeze. And I went to the bathroom and came back, and I couldn't see him anywhere. So I walked all the way around. And by this time, like it's 2:30 in the morning on a Thursday morning. And all the clientele hanging out at the casino were all hookers, basically, or the people that were the muscle for the hookers, or some homeless person in the corner walking around. And every time somebody would see me walking around, be like, "Hey, that's a very nice shirt you have, sir." It's like, I literally got it in the clearance rack at Walmart a week ago. It's not that nice of a shirt. And then like I was like, well, the person I was like hanging around with was like, well, maybe he went to the bathroom and went to a different one. I'll just hang out here for a few minutes. I'm not really ready to go to bed. So I'm like sitting there at the bar. I was chatting with people at the bar, which were all women, which were all hookers. And, and they don't really hide it. You don't have to because it's not illegal there.
Right.
And I was just doing the small chit chat. I was like, hey, we're not getting together. I'm like too poor to whatever it is. But I was like, I guess I just had Rube written all over me. Where are you from? Wichita, Kansas. Oh yeah, this guy's the Rube, and he's wearing the cheap shirt. So we're gonna give him all these compliments. And there's hanging out. And they're like, "Oh, let me buy you a drink." It's like, "What are you drinking?" It's like double whiskey on the rocks. And they passed me the whiskey, and I'm tasting it, and it's like, I don't know what kind of whiskey this is. It's not what I've been drinking all night. But I went to go put it on the bar, and they had like the little lip thing on the edge of the bar, and I didn't notice because I was talking with the girl that I only put the cup like halfway on, and it spills all over the bar. It goes all over the place, makes a big mess.
Oh, good.
And I was like, oh, geez. And immediately the bartender looks over and sees it and gets a rag to help clean it up and makes me a brand new drink for no charge. And I was like, that never happens. Why would they do it? Now I'm like catching on because now I've got a crowd of all these hookers around me, and they're all asking me a million questions. And what do you do? And hey, why don't you come hang out with me? We're going to go to the thing upstairs and we can go to your room. It's like, no, I got to get out. I literally had to like run away from the bar because I saw where it was all going. They're like, they're going to dose me, go back to my room and steal everything I have. And
oh, how scary.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. Weird. That's scary because people will do that, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I don't know. But what was that, Sue? Did she say something?
That is scary. I was having a technical difficulty over here, but that is so scary.
This guy behind you is such a good time. Sorry, the guy that just set his drink down, he was like hugging on the other guy over here, and then he started dancing. I think he's like the boss that took out all the guys for work or something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you though.
Oh, you can? Okay, cool. I don't know. Okay, good. Well, at least you could hear me. I got it to come. I got one of the videos to come on. Ready, guys? This is pretty funny.
On a train bound to nowhere.
Okay.
Met up
with a gambler. We were both too tired to speak.
Yep, sleep. You gotta know when to hold on.
When to hold on.
Know when to fold on. Know when to hold on. No when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. I love Kenny Rogers. On a train back.
Kenny Rogers. Kenny
There we
Rogers.
go. We went off.
A random gambler appears. That's funny.
I sing that song quite often, actually, in my house. Yes, I do. That and the coat of many colors my mama made for me. My parents used to listen to country music.
My parents were the same way. Is Saturday night was Grand Ole Opry, Porter Wagner show, Hee Haw. All those old country shows were all in a row on Saturday night. That was a hopping Saturday night.
Yeah. I loved Hee Haw. I loved Hee Haw. We named our dog Minnie Pearl. Mm-hmm. We had a dog named Minnie Pearl after
price tag hanging off the head.
Yeah. Those were the good old days. They had good shows back then.
There were some funny bits on there. I mean, it was just super simple sketch comedy, hillbilly twang to it, and they would have an actual musical artist on every week that were always great. And Buck Owens and what was the other guy's name? I played the banjo. Roy. No, what was his name? Buck and Roy. They were really good on their own anyway.
Yeah,
and, it was just a silly thing that was funny. I still remember Junior Samples Used Cars. Call me at BR549, where he holds up the little sign. The woe is me guys, gloom, despair, and agony on me. Whoa.
I wonder if there is any Hee Haw somewhere that you could watch. YouTube has it. I wonder if we could find Hee Haw somewhere.
Jen says she went on a Carol Burnett binge and it still holds up.
Oh, I love Carol Burnett.
Yeah. Harvey Korman and Tim Conway on there were just riots, because they're making each other laugh and they're still having to go through it, kind of a thing. And it was always great.
What was that one show I used to like too? That was it was a Mama's House or something. It had
Mama's House. That's what it was.
Was it Mama's House?
Well, Mama's Family.
Yeah, Mama's House.
Or Mama's Family, and she was like, "Hail!" Like that mom, and she had like the gray curly hair. Yeah, I like that show too.
Oh man, I haven't thought about that show in a really long time.
Yeah. I liked that show, and I liked Laverne and Shirley. Do you remember Laverne and Shirley?
Yeah, I do.
Jamil, I don't even know what they ever said, but
the shots beer.
Yeah.
Put the little glove on the bottle as it goes through the whole plant.
Yeah, I used to try to drink Pepsi and milk because of that show.
Oh God, I forgot about the Pepsi and milk. It was a Happy Days spinoff. It was a spinoff from then because they were in there.
Yeah, I loved Happy Days too. I really loved Happy Days. I've watched the Happy Days all the time. Yep.
I watched that as a kid too. It's where we got to see our first look. That's where Mork from Mork and Mindy started.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that Mork and Mindy. Nanu. Yeah, we love Robin Williams. He's such a good actor.
It's also where the term "jump the shark" comes from, which is not a good thing.
It's where what comes from?
There's a term called like a TV show or a movie or something like that where it jumps the shark, where it just goes too far, and you're like, all right, I'm out of the movie now because they did something stupid. There was later in the Happy Days run, they were running out of things to do with these now 30-year-old actors that are supposed to be kids in high school. And they went on a trip for whatever reason to California. And this was about the time when Jaws was out in the theaters and everybody was doing something with, had to do with sharks because people would tune in because everybody loved Jaws. And they had a bit where Fonzie, still wearing his leather jacket but wearing swim trunks, water ski jumped over.
I remember that.
a great white shark that was supposed to be in this little holding tank out in the ocean and all that. And that's usually where a lot of people point. I was like, this is the point where Happy Days is stated. It's overstayed its welcome. The show's just a sharp drop off in entertainment after that because it stayed around a little too long.
Right. Ron Howard kind of just fell. He stopped acting. I mean, he didn't act a whole lot after that. After that, huh? That's when he became a director.
He became a very famous producer.
Yeah.
A lot of movies, a lot of good movies too.
Right. He still looks like Opie. Is he alive still?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Opie? Yeah.
Opie.
He is, don't he?
I liked Jack from Three's Company too.
Yeah,
I love that show.
He was Henry Ritter or
John Ritter.
John Ritter. I'm sorry.
John
Ritter. Yeah, he was a good actor.
Just the straight up physical doing little pratfalls and stuff, all that stuff. It's like, how did this guy not have like spinal injuries by the time that show was over?
Oh yeah,
right?
he used to just tumble over. Like at the drop of a dime, he would tumble over.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't make shows like they. They don't make like what are they called? Sitcoms like they used to.
Yeah. It's tough for them to do. I mean, really, when was the last time you watched anything on regular TV?
All right.
Wasn't on a streaming service of some type. Because there's a lot of money that goes into those things, and they used to back in the day just crank them out where you get, and some shows that were no good, it was like they'd play like 3 episodes, like, yep, this is tanking, pull it off the air. You know, maybe you'll find it on DVD some point 20 years later for some remembering kind of a thing. But he used to throw crazy shows on there for like even like half seasons. They're like, well, we don't know if this show's going to work out.
Oh, Susie loves Davy Jones.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
That's her man. That's her man, Davy Jones.
I love the Monkees. Like, I was a big old fan of the Monkees.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. Hey, we're the Monkees. Yeah, I forgot about the Monkees.
They will monkey around.
Yeah.
And then what else? She said the Barnum and Bailey's. Oh, that's where you met him. Oh my God. That was cool.
Was Davy Jones, I bet he was so cute in person, huh? I bet he was a handsome guy in person.
Sure.
Most of those
that
guys.
episode of the Brady Bunch where Marsha was in love with him.
Yeah. He said, "I'll never wash this cheek again."
I got to meet the guys from our soap operas that we watched when we were in high school. Like, I got to meet Austin, and I got to meet Bo Brady, and who else did I meet? Peter. Yeah, they were all super good looking in person. Like, every famous person I've ever met is is very good looking in person too. Like, they are just, it's like, how are you real? Right? I remember the first time I met a girl or a person that I was like, I couldn't believe that people could look like that in real life. I was like, you're so pretty. And she was so nice too.
There is something about, especially today, where the way that women do the makeup and all the stuff for like big Hollywood celebrities, you see them, it's like they don't even look like a real person. They're just this like almost sculpted face and stuff like that. And of course, if they've had any kind of like work done or whatever, they try to smile and nothing moves but like just their mouth and all that. But yeah, it's interesting meeting personalities like that or seeing them in real life. And like,
yeah,
it's not a big deal anymore because we see them all the time on their Instagram or whatever, so you don't really think that much of it.
When you meet somebody who's nice and like, I tried out for this independent film when I was in college, and she was the person that got the leading part or whatever, and she and the guy that played her boyfriend, they were both very good looking people, but she was so beautiful. And I was just like, and she was the nicest girl, like the nicest young woman. She was like not stuck up or rude or anything. And I don't think that she knew how pretty she was, but I was like, wow, people can like really look like that for real. Like, I always thought that was like, I don't know, they made the picture better or something, but it was interesting. And then, yeah, there's a lot of people that are like that. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess that's the thing. I guess that can be a thing.
Have you met anybody famous, Enzo?
When I was a kid, living in Ashland, Kentucky, we'd had this thing, which it was actually a pretty good deal, where you saved up your money and we went on this senior class trip. It was the seniors only, where we took a bus from Ashland, Kentucky to Baltimore and did a bunch of things in there. They went to the aquarium there, and we saw like a play. Went to Washington D.C., went around all the stuff. Actually enjoyed a play at Ford's Theater where Lincoln was assassinated, where you can see where that is. And then went up to New York City. I actually have pictures of me, and somewhere I've got the little pamphlet for when we went to the top of the viewing area on top of the World Trade Center, and now that's not even there anymore. But it was a lot of fun. But we were at a museum in Washington, D.C. I don't remember which one it was. And of course, there's like 40 of us, a bunch of, hillbillies from Kentucky, really. And we're walking around in there, and we kind of split up once we got inside the museum. And I walked up with friends because I see they're like all gathered around this one person. And as odd as it was Burl Ives. Do you remember Burl Ives?
No.
Burl Ives is he's been in he's done a lot of movies. He's done a lot of things. He's probably most famous that you might remember. He was the voice for the snowman that narrated Rudolph's Fancy New Year, whatever it is, where he has like the little mustache and little goatee. If you've ever heard the traditional version of Holly Jolly Christmas, that's Burl Ives.
Have the Holly Jolly Christmas. That one?
Yeah, that's it. And he did a lot of older movies and stuff like that. There was one I remember, he was a genie in it, and I think he may have even played Santa Claus in one of the other movies. But anyways, and he's sitting there, and he's standing there with this lime green jumpsuit, like tracksuit kind of a thing. Before it was a track. This is 1985, and he was also at the museum, just walking around, and he sees that he has this very regal voice when he speaks, and all you young people from the same place, what are you all doing here? And we're on our senior class trip. We're from Ashland, Kentucky. Oh, well, you'll have a wonderful time. This is a fantastic museum. Enjoy your trip. And walks away. It was just like, that was Burl Ives. That was weird.
Oh, weird. That's cool. That's cool. I remember my dad and I went to a marketing meeting for this company called ACN. They are a telecommunications company. And the guy whose house we were at, he was like, yeah, my friend Brian's going to come over or whatever. And he gets there, and I was like, oh my God, like, that's Brian Head from Korn.
Oh, cool.
I was like, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, he's famous. And she was like, why aren't you just asking first? I was like, Mom. Yeah, it was funny. But yeah, that was cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I was like, dude. I mean, I didn't say that, but I wanted to. In my brain, I was like, dude, I love your music.
You should, I don't know. He probably would have been cool if he would have went up to him and been like, dude, hi.
Well, we did talk to him, but I just didn't, because he was there. It was only like 5 of us that were there. He was like, he talked to us like a regular person. He was a regular person. Like, they were regular people, and, it just so happened to also happen to be, the whatever.
Kind of famous, yeah. I didn't realize it until months later, but I intentionally blew off Norman Schwarzkopf, who was a general, Army general. He was in charge of all of the theater for Desert Shield and Desert Storm. He took a tour of the place where I was.
I remember that name. I remember that name.
Big guy. He kind of looked a little bit like Jonathan Winters, I thought. But he was walking around, and I was at a table around our little pool thing that we had, which was the only thing we really had was a pool place to hang out at. And I was playing cards with somebody, and he like walked right up next to us like, "Hey, how's it going, fellas?" And I intentionally blew him off because it's like, it's just some other general getting with his little entourage of followers and everybody, all of our local flyers trying to suck up to him and stuff. I want nothing to do with it. And I literally was like, I kept playing the card game, but we didn't have any TVs or anything like that until like right at the very end, because I was there. I was at King Khalid International Airport north of Riyadh. So when the Scuds were hitting the city, they were going over our heads to hit the city. And we didn't have, it wasn't even a proper base. We were actually living in the buildings that the people that built that airport, it was a brand new airport. It hadn't even been really open to commercial traffic yet. They let us use it to park all our planes and launch all our stuff from. And towards the end, they had like a TV. I would always listen on the radio to like the little daily briefing that Norman Schwarzkopf would do from, live from Riyadh and all that stuff. So I recognized his voice. I knew what he sounded like. I never saw him. And then right at the very end, like a few weeks before he left, they had set up like a big TV in one of the areas. And it just happened to be his daily briefing was on. I was looking at him. And as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh my God, that's the guy I intentionally shrugged off several months ago. I had no idea.
Whoops. Whoopsies. I know it's kind of neat
back in those days.
It's neat now that we have, I guess, the technology that we can see who we're talking to, huh? Because I know, like when I used to work for GE, I had clients and accounts that I talked to every day, and they became kind of like my friends, or friends. I talked to them every day, and I asked them about their families and stuff like that. But I never, we never saw each other, so it's like you don't know what people look like or whatever. But nowadays we don't have that. So thanks to the vid made everything all video call-y, when we had that little illness thing that we had.
I like seeing people when I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
I definitely got used to being like, I didn't like being on video. I remember when I first became a realtor, my boss, Alan, he used to want me to make videos, and I didn't like videos. So that's funny that I do videos now. But it's different when I'm just talking to you guys. That's different. I still don't make videos. Susie just showed me how, though.
I think you can make really great videos.
Yes. You could easily do that. And
I could. I don't know. I always have good ideas, and then I just don't ever do it. And then I feel silly, like talking to myself.
Well, I always view it like I'm talking to somebody else all the time. And obviously, when you've got someone else here, like in this, it's way easier because you're interacting with other people on the panel. But doing it by yourself, that would be tough. That would be, because I've had a lot of people over the years asking, it's like, why don't you do your own show? Why are you always popping up as somebody's guest on random shows everywhere on the internet? Because I think it would be tough for just me. I would need a co-pilot. I would need someone else to help you, because it gets confusing when you're trying to run the whole show and keep track of people in the chat and keep up with the conversation that everybody's doing. It's a lot to juggle. So it
seems like it would be, huh? Like I wonder that people that are really good at like doing lives, and they're also like controlling, and they're putting up all their video, and they're talking, and they're like talking to the chat, and I'm like, how are you doing all of that? I'd be all getting.
Because you have to ration out. Okay, I want to make sure I don't want to miss somebody saying something in the chat, and I want to make sure if I have a guest that I'm treating them fairly and all that. So there's a lot to it. And it's certainly a skill that you need to just work on and keep doing it. That is basically the whole thing, is just do it. Yes, your first videos are going to stink, but the more you do it, the more practiced you are, the better you'll get. So
right.
But I'm a conversationalist, so having just me on the screen, I think I can't imagine that. I need somebody to bounce stuff off of.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
feel weird when you're talking to yourself.
Yeah, but there's people that do it. I watch people that do it. I enjoy their show.
Where I kind of do it, and it's kind of funny.
I'm all about sharing the love. Whatever my friends are doing, whatever endeavors they're doing, I want to promote it. And they feel the same way about me. We are all promoting each other, and we are all lifting each other up. And that's very important. You have to lift somebody up. Why hold somebody down? There's no reason for that. So lift each other up. And that's what I love about it. I just love about it. Support. Who could go through life without support? You got to have each other. That's all we got. We're all human. We're all together. And then there's my cat being the star of the show.
He really liked when Matt got home. He was all, yeah. Her cat was all happy when her husband got home the other day.
The one that's sitting back here, he talks to us like, he yells at us, like he lets it be known that he's recognizing us.
Is that the one that was eating your pizza? That one?
No, that's Maisie. She's a bad girl.
Maisie loves me. She loves me. I have to try to keep the birds at work keep trying to talk to me, you guys, and I want to talk to them back so bad, but everybody is around, so I'm all on the down low. I'm like, hi guys.
Just talk to him. I put a few of other shorts out on the channel, so everybody should go check them out. There's some clips with Enzo, clips with me and Jara, just the little clips that we were like trying to put out for a long time, but couldn't because we didn't know how yet. But so I put about a whole bunch of them out. If you see like a whole bunch about.
I know I'm gonna go through too and do that because I didn't get a chance to. So I still have to eat. Actually, well, I still have to eat.
Right. We had. So I guess you know what, we could wrap it all up. Oh, you had a cat named Maisie too? I know. That's how we spell it too, just like that.
Hi, Julianne. Nice to see you here.
I have 3 cats. That's too many. Well, 4 was too many. 3 is better.
I have all the wild animals in the world are my pets. I'm just kidding. Except for the ones I'm afraid of. Oh, there was the biggest, hairiest spider in this vase at work today. It was so, you guys. Oh, never mind. I got to tell you something later.
Nope.
That happened at work today. But I don't want to say it on the thing. It's not funny. It's not funny.
I'm trying to see if there's any. Do you see anything in the videos, Jara, that you want to play? Because I put a bunch of them there, but I just don't remember which ones are which, so I don't want to play very serious ones.
I'm so sorry about your dog, Julie. I didn't have a chance to look at them. There was a couple of funny ones but they're too long because like that one where we kept messing up for like 30 minutes and we were dropping things. That one was funny.
Oh, that was crazy, dude. That was a crazy one. I couldn't find that one anywhere.
Really?
I don't know
what to look for it.
That one was or what a number that was.
I'll have to look for it. Yeah, it was funny.
I thought we deleted the first half of that.
Oh, the other one I was gonna play was what I said when we were at your dad's when we went for Sarah's wedding, and I was talking about what I would do if I had a. And it came out, and what I said it sounded so terrible. Yeah, but it was hilarious. I was gonna look for that.
It could have been dirty, but then she, not only that, but she put in like hand movements with it.
I should probably find it first, and because I wanted to see what it like on, and then if it was funny, I was going to put it on as a short because I thought it was funny. I have a tendency to say things that sound really inappropriate, but I really don't mean it like that, and I'm not trying to say it like that, but I don't realize I'm saying it until after I say it, and so that happens a lot.
Mine is, I have a tendency to like all of a sudden when everywhere will get quiet right when I say something weird. So it's just so weird. Like,
she does.
Like, butthole.
She does. Like we were at the swap meet once, and she had like money or something, and she was all, I'm gonna have to put this money away because people are gonna want it or something. And then right when it got quiet, she's like, I'm gonna have to beat all these guys off. And then like she said something about her butt when this old guy was walking by us when we were getting stuff out of my car. And we heard that. Yeah, she does that a lot.
And that happened to me all my life, like even in school and everything, like that would happen.
Or she'll say something and like the music will be quiet and like, yeah, nobody's talking. Yeah, she does that a lot.
It's awkward.
You're in a crowd like this and you're having to yell over the music, and right as the music stops is when you're calling somebody, something inappropriate.
Yep.
Well, I do have a bunch of clips, but it's just, I don't know. I feel kind of weird putting them on here. There's just too many. I think I've made too many, and I don't know which ones are like the funny ones. So I'm too shy to put them on. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
no, you don't have to put them on.
We can have the folks in the audience stop by, and the ones that they like, they can upvote, and you'll see which ones are popular.
Yeah. I'm going to try to make a TikTok video one of these days.
You guys can follow me on TikTok. I have a active TikTok, so you could check it out. I have a banner for it.
I tried to make video of me working on my rocks, but I don't have very good awareness of the camera and camera angles and where I should and should not bend over and things like that. So I couldn't use any of that video.
That's
again inappropriate.
Right. It's like, okay, so we're just looking at Jara's butt the whole time.
just get like a tripod and set it off to the side, and
that's what I did. But then I'm all like digging, and I'm not facing the camera. So yeah, it's like, okay. You don't think about stuff like that, but like all that stuff is important. And like, I guess you learn about that as you make videos. I'm sure that content creators can all say that they've had to learn all those things, like as they learned in making videos. So
I think you would make really great videos, Jara. I think you should take a shot at it. Just take a leap of faith. I think you would end up really liking it, and it would be something fun for you to do.
Yeah, the other thing too, though, is like people are like, so like on eBay, when people respond to me, I want to respond back to them, and then people want to respond back to me, and then it like starts a thing, and I don't have time for that. But I like want to, you know what I mean? It's like I don't want to like start giving people stuff, but then not be like responsive or following up because that. So I'm like, so I just don't start anything with anybody. And I'm all, that's probably not the right thing to do either, but I don't know. There needs to be more hours in the day, I guess. There's just not enough time.
There never is.
There isn't. I agree with you. Time is moving too fast.
Yeah.
Time is moving too fast.
And I have a second job to pay the IRS for my first job. So there's that.
Wow.
Apparently tax code is awesome in this country, and you got to pay a lot of taxes for not very much money. that you made. So
I hope that gets changed or something happens with that so things can get better. I don't know what's going to happen. Nothing.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm just paying extra money towards the IRS too now. I'm giving it both shots. I'm like, fwa, 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 fwa. Take that, fwa, fwa. Leave me alone, fwa, fwa. No. Just take it. I'm like, I'm so done.
Take it.
I'm Nobody likes dealing with it. I've had a long and complicated relationship with that organization for a long time.
Yeah, it sucks.
Love you, IRS. Y'all are my favorite people. Not.
Do you think anything will ever happen with that, Enzo? Do you think anything will ever get better in that area?
Well, all the campaign promises say yes. We'll see how the reality of that actually turns out. So,
yeah, people that were hired. That I don't want. I'm not pro firing anybody necessarily, because I'm sure everybody that works for the IRS, they're all great people. It's just, the concept that the IRS is evil. That's all. So.
Yeah, because if they went to a flat tax type system where everybody pays a whatever percentage of whatever they make, and it's so complicated from all the years of adding in these little things that you don't know anything about, that even tax experts have to know thousands of different code things of ways to get a rebate or ways to file in a specific way under a specific heading, and it's so complicated. Just go into a flat tax where you pay, no matter who you are, right, how much money you make, you pay a percentage, and that's it.
Right.
It's literally just done on one piece of paper. I make this much, that they already know, because they send you a piece of paper telling you how much you made, and I did this and this, and that's it. And you send it in, and it should get processed right away because it's all the same number. Well, for everybody.
And it's not fair that there's corporations that literally don't pay tax because they have so many loopholes and all these credits that they get because they have lobbyists or whatever, that I don't know. It's just not fair. And then somebody that makes $17,000 has to pay over $3,000 is weird.
It doesn't seem right. It just doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right. But, it is what it is. And then if they owe you after you finally have the money to fix stuff, they are like, oh, I'm sorry, there's a statute of limitations when we owe you.
They take their sweet ass time to send you that check too.
Yeah. Yep. But it is what it is, the best way to stimulate the economy is to I don't know, let's not pay taxes. That'll stimulate things.
Let's all not. I wish we could all not. Everybody would go along with it. So
because Biden wanted to forgive student debt, but I didn't even understand how that could happen because the debt was owed to another institution. How can the government forgive debt that's owed to somebody else, right? But the government can forgive debt that's owed to the government. So just saying, they could. They could also be like, okay, since we already spent all y'all's Social Security money, we're just going to call it even. Call things even. Yeah. But, they didn't do that. They didn't spend the money. It's still there.
Before we end the show, I just want to ask Jara, when we started the show, what was your hope for the show? What was the message, or what was your reason?
Just to hold a space for people to talk, so that people could talk and could listen or hear things, or maybe would hear something that would trigger a thought or trigger something that would change something for them in some way. that would help. I realize that all we have is each other. So it's a good place to provide a space for whatever. So
because things are crazy, and I just wanted a place where people could be free to have their opinion and not have to worry about somebody talking shit about it. So people didn't feel so alone and going through all these crazy changes that we've all went through. And yeah, like to hold space for people. That's when you hold space. That's when you let people be however they are and accept them anyways. And that's what this show is all about. That's the whole reason why we started this show. And I still feel the same way. I'm a firm believer in letting people believe what they want to believe. And still, going on my way, your way, and still getting along. Because that's possible. And the more people that show that's possible, then as an example, more people maybe will catch on. So
right. And you don't always have to believe everything exactly the same as your friends either, because we're all different.
You're never going to believe from 100% with anybody about everything. Right. There's always going to be little differences. That's what makes us great is those little differences. There was a time before everything got so politicized in this country, the last several years, well, dozen or so years, where everything was black and white. You're either on my team or you're the enemy, about just the dumbest stuff. And even people within those camps, one person may have a stray errant thought that's not with the rest of the mind, thing, whatever it is that they're doing, and then that person gets kicked out because they were like, this one part, I think maybe no, you're out, kind of a thing. It's stupid. It's the worst, high school cafeteria niche group nonsense that is going on as adults on a world stage. It's stupid.
Right.
It was horrible. It created lots of separation, and it discouraged people from their own thinking. And that's the biggest problem we had, is that we all went along with everybody else, what everybody else's story was. We didn't make our own story. And that's what got us kind of in this ugly way to begin with. So I just think we should all do anything we can to encourage independent thinking, or not just not the way you think that I'm saying it, but like, I want people to get their voice back. It's supposed to be America. We're supposed to be free, Let's face.
I feel where a lot of people are tired of those hive mind kind of weirdos, anyways, and we're on a basic trajectory back to just being kind of normal.
I want to challenge people to ask questions because I'm a question person, but not a lot of people seem to ask questions. It seems like there's more people are starting to ask questions, and that's awesome. So like, keep it coming. Yeah. Like just questions, because once you start thinking about stuff and you're like, you know what, I never thought about, and like look into your questions. Don't just ask them, and don't just like get an answer from a person and take the answer. Like look into it yourself, because I promise you, like there's so many things that you'll be so surprised are not the way that you thought they were, or that are you'll hear about stuff and you'll be like, how is this not like on the news? That this is real, or this is true, or this happened. Like there's like so many things.
The news has been part of the issue, I feel.
Well, yeah, now I know that. But when I first started realizing like all kinds of stuff, I was like, how is this not on the news? That's what I kept saying. How is this not on the news? But now I know why it's not on the news, because, well, that's why they don't put truth on the news. They put all kinds of other stuff. So.
I think a lot of people have turned away from the news. I really do. There's still some diehard people that really believe everything they hear on the news.
And that's always going to be the case for any kind of, factions like that. There's going to be your true believers. And that's fine. They can keep on believing. The rest of us are going to move on with our lives, because it was just like a couple of weeks ago, there were more people watching like Trump's inauguration a couple of weeks ago can you believe it's only been a couple of weeks? It seems like it was forever ago. But there were more people watching like on live streams, or people that just had, Right Side Broadcasting that does a thing on YouTube, just had their thing on and they're making commentary on a panel during the whole thing, instead of watching it on the big networks, CNN and all that stuff was going on. What was the show that they used as an example? It was something on like one of the like the home channels or something, like cooking shows and stuff like that were doing better in the ratings than CNN during the actual inauguration. So, yeah, people have just totally tuned out on those guys. That
it's like, why are they still being paid so much?
Well, they aren't. That's the last couple of weeks they've gotten a lot of big hitters have left or been moved to other things. They've fired a bunch of people. Yeah, they're losing money big time.
Wow.
MSNBC, CNN, all that stuff. Fox News isn't that great either. But it's a pinch because everybody's tuning out all of them. It's not a right-wing thing. People aren't watching Fox either. It's sitting slightly better than ratings than, CNN is the worst. Nobody's watching that stuff.
Oh, you can't see you. I don't think. That was my daughter trying to run by.
Hi.
She'll be going to nationals soon. Yeah. Yeah, I'm all, yeah. I don't like it when my children have to leave me.
Oh, yeah. She's I gotta go to California, and California is like
doesn't have water in
scary right now.
It's on fire. Yeah.
I'd like the governor to please make sure you get some water in your fire hydrants, please. Shouldn't be hosting events, sir. Yeah, shouldn't be hosting events, sir, if you are not prepared for an emergency. So, Mr. Newsom, if you're listening, put some water in your hydrants, please.
Yep. Yeah, it's amazing when stuff like this happens, and it's like people have been telling you he's not a great guy. Look at what he did or what he didn't do,
right.
And just and then the list of people are like, we notified the entire structure, our whole little rank system going all the way up to the governor that this is going to be an issue. This is going to be a bad year. This is going to be the thing, and it was all ignored. So everybody in that little chain of command, like if this was a company versus elected officials and stuff like that, you'd fire everybody involved with this big of a
exactly.
All those people would be out of a job.
And why aren't we doing that? Like, why don't we do that again? We should do that. I mean, I don't know. Do politicians ever have any repercussions for making mistakes that are drastic and terrible and that affect millions of people? Because it doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like they ever have like nothing happens. Yeah.
I'm sure like all the people that lost their homes and had massive property damage from the fires the last couple of weeks, they're obviously mad and they're obviously pissed. But everyone outside of that, they've still got, the hive mind kind of, no, everything's great in California kind of thing, because it didn't affect them. When it affects them, then it's a problem. So
I wonder why they would want to even make California like 15-minute city, because isn't it maybe going to go in the ocean or something someday? I don't know. California's been an island several times in the past, and so many times. It goes from being an island to being part of the country to being.
Yeah, I think there's certainly some of the protected kind of areas politically have been getting a lot of shakeups here the last year or so. That a lot of people are starting to realize, hey, maybe this person might have been lying to me all this time. So there's been a lot of people that have woken up and realized that things aren't exactly as they seem. Going back to like our news comments and stuff like that, they're just telling you straight up lies. It's not even like bending the truth. It's just straight up fabricating nonsense.
You know what made me a little nervous is I saw a clip of Bill Gates being interviewed, and the lady was asking him if he's talked to Donald Trump yet since he's been in office, and he was saying, yeah, we had a dinner together and da-da-da-da, we were talking about, vaccines and polio and how we'd like to, and I'm thinking to myself, why are you talking to him about vaccines? You're a Microsoft guy. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? And then I was like, whoa, is he in Phoenix? Dude looks like he's in Tonopah, in the background. And I'm like, it looks like desert, Phoenix desert. And I'm like, because he bought a bunch of land here in Tonopah in 2017. And I was like, oh no, is he here? Oh no.
Is that where he put his secret underground lair?
I know. It's like, I'm like, oh no, it's going to be here.
Yeah, he's certainly gone from Microsoft hero to Bond villain the last several years. So,
well, the reason he bought the land here is he had plans for a smart city. They wanted to call it Belmont. But near Tonopah. We already do have a Belmont. I don't know that it'll be called that. It was supposed to be a master plan community, but it was going to be like a smart community that would run on AI and all that. Oh, no, dude. No, we're not one of those places, are we going to be?
I hope not. I mean, hell no. I mean, that would have made me curse right now. I don't want that to happen.
I should look into that, actually. Because I didn't even think about that. Like, that was before the whole 15-minute city thing. 15-minute city, smart city, same diff. Could it be? Uh-oh. We do. Well, we have a lot of those little communities going up, though. All those little rental communities going up. I think we lead the nation.
So, Enzo, do you think we're crazy girls for like the way we think and the things we say on the show?
No, not at all. I love you both. And I would take this moment to thank you for inviting me on and having joined in on your regular discussions that you have.
We love you. Part of our show.
We all know we don't necessarily agree with each other on some of the things that we talk about, but we're okay with it. We're not going to sit there and start having a knockdown drag out over whatever the topic is that we may have a disagreement. It's like, that's just their opinion.
Right. Well, for one, I don't know that I'm right about anything, so I'm not gonna have an argument with anybody.
And for me,
I could be wrong.
I kind of like. I like to think that I stand with certainty, like what I know, what I believe, and so it doesn't bother me when other people believe things. I actually embrace that other people, even if it's different than mine, I embrace that other people, their belief and their certainties. And I think I'm cool with it. I like that people can stand. I like that people have their voice and use it and use their own thinking. So like, I don't care what you believe. I just like that people believe something, that's what I want to encourage. So if you are new here, thank you so much for checking in on us, and please like and subscribe and join us again. You never know what we're going to be talking about, but sometimes we say some pretty helpful things that help you along your way. I like to think so. And it's just a positive place. So also, we will be on Tuesdays, right, Jara?
Yes, so Tuesdays is going to be our normal day now because of my job. So
we move it around to whatever schedule works for us because we still both work and have things. But this is something that we like to do. So we just keep moving it around because we still want to continue to do it.
Yippers.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Enzo, for joining us every time because we love having you.
Thanks for having me.
I feel like you are our brains of the operation.
Yeah. Susie's like, well, we have to have Enzo because he's the one that says all the smart stuff. I was like, well, we're smart too.
You gotta get your own introductory video like me to be the science guy and all that other stuff.
Yeah, the science guy.
Yeah.
All right,
you bring
guys.
the show quality to the show too.
We love you so much, Enzo. I can't wait to hang out again because that's gonna happen.
I know we're gonna have so much fun, and we're gonna find body parts. I bet that are rocks. That are rocks, everybody. That are.
You make it sound like you have them buried in the backyard.
Yeah, right. That sounded kind of bad.
I meant because I found a rock that looks like a kidney when Enzo and Susie and I were together at the creek, and so
kidney stone.
Kidney stone, yes. So
kidney stone.
Yes, they are. In fact, they are not currently body parts. They may happen, maybe at one time, or they're just really good rocks that have really good skills at imitating body parts. So
rocks are cool. Okay. Yep. All right, guys. So good night. See you next week.
Bye.